Confessions of Restaurateurs, Omar and Deek, Giacomo Pietrantuono. We thought that we wanted to confess. I don't know you, but I haven't confessed for 20 years.
Let's go to church.
Second lockdown, I think we needed to talk to our community, make them aware of our feelings. They always saw us smiling and enjoying life. We still are, still smiling, but also behind there is a lot of struggle, mentally. Not for us, that we are entrepreneurs, restaurateurs, so we are built for this, these high swings, up and down, but mainly for our people, for our staff, which they're not prepared, they're not trained for all these swings. What's going on in the world is a pandemic, first time that happened in 100 years, in our lives, so you can't be that prepared. So no one is, but some they're more prepared and some aren't. Giacomo, what are you feeling? Second lockdown.
Yeah.
What do you think of this period? How has it been for you? First lockdown, we remember March, end of March, 10 weeks. We reopened on 1st of June for 4.5 weeks, and now it's another lockdown, so 6 weeks. Being a business owner, you don't have, at the end, if it's only 6 weeks, you're gonna have 16 weeks, 4 months of businesses not operating, almost shut down. We got restaurants, so takeaway is good, but we are definitely affected financially. Percentage down, 80, 90% down probably.
Yeah.
Like many business owners. So please, how do you feel? The dirty stuff we want to know. It's a confession, so it's private. We want to know all your feelings.
Yeah, it's private between us and them.
Yeah.
Look, obviously it's a very uncommon time. So firstly, we all need to be healthy and aware of those times, but once we are all healthy, reality needs to be checked. So first lockdown was a bit of a hit because, as you said, never happened in our lifetime, so we weren't prepared for a lockdown personally. But it was a great thing because at the end of the day, the whole world stopped and gave you the opportunity to think on. I personally did have the opportunity to think on what I'm doing, if I liked it, what I wanted to address in another way, what was really important in my life, what I wanted to spend more time doing, more time with. So it let me help and understand all the priority in my life. So I was really grateful for that time.
First lockdown for me, I lost the plot completely. I wasn't prepared. I had 1.5 weeks where I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Our businesses were closed. I lost it. First time that I didn't know what to do, honestly.
Always on, from always on to always off. It's a long shot, and you lost it a bit, of course. Yeah, I think everyone did a bit. Because at the beginning it was a bit of a holiday, and after boredom came in place. So,
a lot of boredom.
But because we were out of the rat race, because everyone is, because the world is going so fast that you're trying always to catching up with the latest thing, and it stopped completely. he gave the opportunity to put things in perspective. So I was really grateful for that. And after we opened back, everyone was really excited to go back again. It looked like we went out from jail from a point of view. So it was.
There was a lot of happiness.
Yeah, amazing
and
4 weeks
to enjoy life again. Restaurants,
especially restaurants, you know, is especially in South Yara, is more of a lifestyle thing. We are very blessed to live and have businesses in such an amazing suburb. So restaurants are very lifestyle part for our community, and
community has been amazing with us.
Our community has been amazing as usual, but especially after COVID, first lockdown, we felt the presence of our community, and it was amazing for a week and a half.
We really bonded together.
Yeah. Now, second lockdown, you know, it's a different point of view, I believe, because we know, or at least on paper, we know that it's going to be for 6 weeks. So also thinking about team retenancy and all these kind of things. In fact, in this time, we kept pretty much everyone from our team without let anyone leave, like we did in the first place in the first lockdown, because we didn't know when we had to open back. You know, it's a long shot to have zero money coming in.
I'm sure everyone knows our story, but if you don't know, Giacomo and I arrived in Melbourne, Australia separately, so we didn't know each other 7 years ago. Finally, we both arrived in Australia with $1,000 in our bank accounts, and you know, 7 years later we had 2 restaurants, an amazing community of over 20,000 people within our social media, 100 platinum partners, which are our closest customer and friend and community. We love them, they love us. You know, 2 restaurants. We had almost 50 staff before COVID in March, and then obviously, for obvious reason, we had to go down to 10. Mainly our staff is mainly international, so there was no job giver. We're just paying them just to support them a little bit. And then the excitement again, June, bam, back to almost where we were in terms of staff. And once again, second lockdown, down to where we previously were in the first lockdown. Now, this time, you know, we have a little bit more experience on how to manage the lockdown. Not financially, we're still affected a lot, but at least helping the staff. We kept more of them now. We want to give them an opportunity. A lot of them, they're really scared, you know, they're not prepared at all, financially, emotionally. We live here, so Melbourne is our house. Got our families, only our wives. We don't have family in Australia in terms of parents and grandparents, but for them we are their family. So you know, I've seen some faces that were really scared, and mentally I've spoken to a lot of business owners. They're not prepared, like no one is, but some of them, they're more resilient and they have, you know, they see opportunities. So I was saying before, there's not only negatives, there are a lot of positives in these lockdowns. Some are, you know, you reflect on life, you look at the future, you reassess your business, you reassess suppliers, staff, customers as well. You know, some negatives, but a lot of positives as well. But financially and mentally, a lot of business owners will be affected. They don't have the support. Thank God Giacomo and I, there are 2, so you know, all our struggle and frustration, we We talk to each other. That's probably our strength. But many don't have this strength.
Yeah. You know, it's we know from our past experience that business is a bit of a loneliness place. So to don't be alone, it's a great thing. To not be by yourself. Anyway, you know, I think even the second lockdown will have its opportunities. You know, crisis at the end of the day comes from Chinese. It means opportunity. So there are two ways: sit there and cry, or looking for opportunities. So
I don't know you. I passed a little bit of frustration. So the first lockdown was really hard mentally, reassessing everything. This one is equally hard, but there is a little bit less uncertainty.
yeah,
We have experienced what's gonna be afterwards, you know, when the lockdown will finish. We were better prepared. First time we closed for almost 2 weeks. This time we never closed. The day after Wednesday was last day of operation. We did normal training, and Thursday we were already doing our takeaway window on Turek Road.
yeah, better
And with CosiNetta
responsiveness
as well.
for sure.
Yeah, but you know, a bit more prepared this time.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, you know, mentally still, you know, you don't understand certain things. We don't want to enter politics, manipulate it. No, you know, there are a lot of conspiracies behind the COVID. We need to respect the rules. We do, because how many times we got the police checking on us in June?
Between council and police, we got like 6 or 7 inspection. Yeah.
7 inspection,
Yeah.
council, police, you know. Obviously people don't know the rules, and when we were entitled to put 20 people only, obviously we had more than 20 people in the main place because we have multiple spaces, so it was 20 people per enclosed space. But they called the police came one time. When did they came? On a Friday.
Yeah, I checked on a Friday night, 8 p.m. But anyway,
Which is
we
probably
got
the busiest.
compliant, and
And they gave us compliments
yeah,
as well,
Yeah, they gave us the compliments
which
for how we
is
were
pretty
operating.
strange.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been compliant, so it's all good. Thank you for whoever called the police. We were respecting the rules. You know.
Anyway, nice talking to you. More. Ciao, more. What do you want to know?
I wanna know, like, you know, this time I said to my customers, because I've spoken to a lot of them in this period, and you know, so I asked how was working from home, and some of them in the first weeks they say, I'm very productive, I'm very happy, while in the latest weeks they were really struggling. And Giacomo and I are people persons, you know, we are out every day, probably from 7 a.m. until almost midnight, working a lot of hours a week, but it's our passion. You know, when you work over 70, 80, 100 almost hours a week, 70 hours on the floor, plus the office, plus the businesses, plus the staff, mentally you need to be really prepared. We liked it, it's our passion, we like people, otherwise we wouldn't do this job, and I think what we are achieving is the reflection of how we like our job and how much we like it. And people will feel that. But I told to my people, Zoom meetings are good, but we are not robots, we are human beings. So the saddest thing that is happening right now is this, you know, the social distancing, can't touch each other. Imagine for European people how hard it is. We always kiss anyone. And as human beings, we need the connection, we need the physical touch, we need the, you know, interaction. And this is the first time in history that they are depriving us from this. And this is probably the hardest part. You know, that's why people are suffering, because we are a herd and we need to stay connected. But if you keep us distant, how can we be connected? And this is, you know, a lot of problems with mental health for this reason. It's creating a lot of problems. And
yeah,
and this is gonna be the hardest part, you know, more than how much you are hit financially. Money is a piece of paper, and as you know, there is always a lot of money. The government is printing $500 billion, so there will be more money in circulation. How they move is up to the person, but there won't be a shortage of money. And so that's why if you look in 10 years time, there are a lot of positives, but people are scared, a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, definitely will be some change in how people interact with each other, especially younger generation.
How can you keep 18, 25, 20, 23 years old distant? They don't have the basis of life, they don't have the experience. They can't go to a club, they can't go to a nightclub. They need to be distant. Now, for an older person, might be understandable. It's hard, but they might have the bones to understand and to live their life because they've already lived. But for a 20 years old, how can they build their personality being distant from their peers? I don't know.
It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard. You know, also the restaurant industry with all the takeaways, and there will be some shifting, especially for who are relying more on a younger clientele.
How many times they ask you how was takeaway? And what was your reply to our customers?
How was takeaway? What do you mean?
And because they ask me a lot, how was takeaway?
Ah, like takeaway period?
Yeah.
How was takeaway?
My answer was takeaway was good. It was better than expected because I didn't expect anything.
Yeah, true.
But I didn't open a takeaway shop. I opened a restaurant because I want the interaction with people.
That's right.
And because I love my job. Otherwise, I would have opened a takeaway shop. Myself, my wife, and one window. Which probably I would have had less problems and headaches.
I'm not sure. You probably end up killing it.
Probably more. But, you know, that was my answer.
Yeah.
I opened a restaurant, I didn't open a takeaway shop. Because money is a consequence of delivering value to your people. And we're not just focused on money. We respect the money. Because obviously if we are the first not to respect the money, our businesses go bankrupt. And we have responsibilities with our people and our staff. But, you know, when you're there 100 hours a week, you need to love the job, you need to have the passion, you have to understand how to work hard. You know, you see people, they're all in for the quick money. Yeah, let's make money. Yeah, let's make money. And instead they don't understand that it's a long game, and the relationship that you build over a period of time, there will be what will keep you on. And for us, was the takeaway was a test. It means that we worked really well in the past 3 years to build our community, and they supported us amazingly, and we were very happy with it. We gave back a lot, but you know, How can you build such a powerful brand in 3 years' time? They say it takes 10,000 hours. You know, if you in 3 years you work double the hours of everyone, it's probably not just 3, it's probably 6 or 7 years already. So yeah,
We concentrated.
concentrated the hours.
Yeah.
I know. They always see us positive, and we love what we do. We got our struggle as well, do we? We human beings?
Yeah.
Got lots of disappointments, haters, you know, always criticize. When we do something bad, it's always our fault. When we do something good, it's never our
It's never from us.
it's never us, it's always someone else.
Yeah. Everyone has the same problem, I guess.
Absolutely.
In business, it's like that.
That's why you need to be resilient, stick in there. And now it's becoming a mental game. And when we create, you know, restaurants, it's all about the whole package, the atmosphere. Our motto is creiamo emozioni. We create emotions, because it's not just about the food. And we always said that. We've been telling that the same story for the past probably 10 years. 10 years ago we were full, now everyone is catching up. Maybe we are influencing some people in the industry. Create emotions. What does it mean? The food has to be spot on. It has to be high quality, really good. Service has to be great, but it's the whole package. The atmosphere, the service, the food. And when you go out to have an amazing experience, to enjoy what you do. You can cook at home, so why do you go to a restaurant?
Yeah.
Because you wanna escape from, you know, headaches and problems, and this is our job as, you know, marketing people, psychologists, entertainers, waiters, chefs, restaurateurs, to give you an amazing experience and to, you know, let you enjoy the night. That's what we've done for the past. When we reopened in June, you know, we didn't want to talk about lockdown. We're trying to change scenario for you. Don't talking about it. That's always in our stuff. Make you feel in another place where you could escape this
reality.
This reality, which is becoming a sad reality. But you know, we are still living, so we need to look forward to something.
Absolutely. Looking forward to open back. 19th of August is gonna finish. So on the 20th we're gonna be up and running again.
Hopefully.
No, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
People are talking about ending before the 6 weeks. I don't think so. By seeing what our people in the politics are doing, so but anyway, let's be
Giacomo,
positive. Thank you for today.
thank you very much. This was the first episode of Confessions of Restaurateurs. Omar and Deek, Giacomo, Pietrantuono,
And at the back,
and back. CosiNetta, Melbourne, South Yarra, Shop 43 Murphy Street, and Cosi Bar Ristorante since 1996, 68 Durack Road, South Yarra. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you soon for the next episode. Ciao.